Hello everybody, I am back to doing Will I Buy It videos. It's been a while since I've done one, and I really do owe you guys an explanation for why I haven't done one in the past few weeks, and that was simply because I was out of town. I basically flew up to Washington, D.C., and I celebrated the holidays with my family over there, and it was at the perfect time because I don't know, like this past year has been literally one of the hardest years of my life, and it's been just awful. And being with my family around the holidays was like the perfect time to just really recharge and really just be a little bit happier, and I was so thankful for that. So leading up to it was like pretty hectic. I was trying to film and I was planning on filming some videos ahead of time, and that didn't work out. That fell through and it was just a mess. I was able to post a few videos while I was gone though, so that's good. But I hope you guys understand. And for today's video, we're basically going to be doing the same format as always, except I am pretty much going to be giving you guys my opinions on the newest makeup releases over the past few weeks, but I'm just going to pick the ones that I have a strong opinion on. Otherwise this video will be like a mile long, and I know you guys don't want to watch a video like that, even though that would be kind of fun. But like, my point is I'm going to try and edit this video down to some really noteworthy releases that I have relatively strong opinions on. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I'm very excited to film this because like this is the first time I have filmed a video in 3.5 weeks. I feel so weird doing this. These palettes right here are some minis from Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place has launched 4 mini eyeshadow palettes with 6 pans each. You can get them individually for $13.99 a piece, or you can get them in their bundle for $52. Now you have a berry themed eyeshadow palette, violet, nude, and chocolate. Now, I think it goes without saying that my favorite palettes in this entire selection would be the berries and the violets, and my top favorite in this set, if you will, would be the violet color story, because I think it's so beautiful and really unique. I saw this and I was instantly tempted because I look at this palette and I don't see a lot of repeats in my own collection. I think I have like similar shades that I can probably dupe for this palette, but at the same time, I don't really have a monochromatic purple palette. So this was something that I really liked, specifically that violet palette. So I don't know, I might actually get my hands on it. I'm not sure. I have gotten a few new makeup items that I'm like going through testing, just experimenting with. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't buy like as much makeup because I'm already like testing out some things. But I don't know, this is definitely something that I'm considering getting because it's so inexpensive. It is literally under $15, and you can use somebody's discount code and the price goes down even more. And I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows. They're beautiful. I'm actually wearing some on my eyes today. I love Juvia's Place. This is RCL Beauty. They have a few things coming out. They have a Pyro eyeshadow palette for $26. That's that really like warm tone eyeshadow palette right there. Then they have an In the Rough eyeshadow palette for another $26. This has like a lot of cool tones in it. You also have a gloss. They have several shades for $16 each and some highlighters for $19 each. The packaging for this brand is definitely unique. The aesthetic is something that I felt intrigued by. However, the color stories on the palettes is not something that necessarily calls out to me because I already do have so many like replicas of this sort of color scheme, and I have found myself sort of veering away from like the reds, the yellows, the oranges, because at some point I was using a lot of that, but now I'm really into cool tones because I feel like they look really flattering on me at the moment, so that's what I'm going for. And speaking of cool tones, even though this eyeshadow palette is cool tone, I'm still not interested in it because it is a like relatively neutral-ish palette, and I think easily dupe this with something along the lines of my Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette, for example, which is like an edited 9-pan version similar to this palette. But my point is, I'm looking at this like selection of eyeshadow palettes and I'm not too interested in it. I'm so out of practice. But if you look at the glosses are really quite intriguing. I really do like them. They have like a few interesting colors in here, and I'm quite tempted. I do admit. I think that these like are super cool. The highlighters are super interesting as well. However, I'm trying to use up so many highlighters in my collection because I have like a drawer of highlighters that I have barely made a dent in. And as a result, I'm trying like to make an active effort to not buy more highlighters for that very reason, because I need to use up the highlighters I have, or at least attempt to use them up. Okay, so moving forward, we have a Tarte release. This is called the Spicy Betch Palette, and I really like it. Again, you have like a lot of those warm tones, and personally, like I'm not into warm tones at the moment because I'm looking at the warm tones that I have present in my collection, and I know that I'm not using them. So I don't necessarily need to get another warm tone palette because I would not be using this, but I love the color story. I think it's a really interesting step for Tarte to be releasing a color story that's so bright and colorful, but still has those really flattering shades, like such as like those oranges, like yellows, mustardy tones. Because in my opinion, those are shades that are really easy for somebody who wants to wear a lot of color to transition into if they have been wearing a lot of neutrals on a regular basis, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm really curious to see like where Tarte is going in 2020 with their like more colorful releases, because I feel like they're slowly but surely trying to experiment a little bit more, trying to expand what their customer might want to get. I'm into this. I'm intrigued. I like it. Do I like it enough to actually get it? And do I think I'll get a lot of use out of it though? No. And this is $24. And then they have the Tartelette Party Amazonian Clay eyeshadow palette. So this is supposed to be a pocket size eyeshadow palette for $16. So if you are looking at the Spicy Betch palette and you're like, wait, that's way too colorful, this might be a good option for you. But I think it goes without saying that this is not my style, so I'm not interested in it. Okay, so ColourPop has another large eyeshadow palette that they're launching. This is the It's All Good palette, and this has 30 shades in it, and you can get it for $34. Now, I prefer really small edited palettes. That's what I like. That's what I tend to go for, especially now. So seeing this large eyeshadow palette with so many neutrals in it, even though those neutrals are broken up with a really good selection of well-curated, colorful shades, I'm not interested in this because A, it's not inspiring to me, and B, it's way too large. I have an entire drawer, and I said entire. I have an entire drawer in my IKEA Alex where I store my makeup dedicated to large eyeshadow palettes because I have so many of them. Therefore, in my mind, that makes it, I guess, a little bit illogical for me to actually go out of my way to get another large eyeshadow palette because that drawer is filling up, and yeah, that is a good indicator for me to not buy as many large eyeshadow palettes in 2020. Let's move on and talk about this launch right here from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, this is a luxurious makeup brand, right? So they have very luxurious prices, of course, that goes without saying, but they have two new eyeshadow quads coming out for $53 each. They have the Rebel eyeshadow quad with khaki kind of colors with beautiful greens, and then they have the Queen of Glow palette, which has a beautiful selection of like purpley but cool tone colors. So Charlotte Tilbury has like a tendency to sort of like put in some really universally flattering, colorful shades in a selection of neutral palettes. So you have that pop of purple, but it's surrounded with cool tone neutrals. So you have those like olivey tone greens are so beautiful, but they are added in with some gold colors. So I think that this is a really like just well done color scheme on both of these palettes. Is it something that I'm interested in though? No, I do not want to pay $53 for 4 eyeshadows, especially if I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't use all of them. Okay, so Fenty Beauty is coming out with 8 mini palettes. So you can get these individually for $25 or 2 for $45. Okay, so this looks very interesting. I really like these a lot. The color stories look absolutely beautiful. There are several color stories in here that I like. I'm a fan of that purple color story. I also love that like really beautiful like metallic pastel color story as well. Yeah, those are my two favorite color stories. So yeah, two for $45. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. And then they have some new brushes coming out, which frankly I'm not quite interested in. I mean, I do think that it would be a good idea to expand my brush collection at some point because I do find myself like kind of limited at some points. But brushes, if I'm being honest, they're not exciting to me right now, so I'm not going to be getting them. But yeah, there are some interesting color stories in here. Let's talk about Kat Von D though. So they're repurposing their flower style compact that they had a little bit ago, and they are launching some blushes and some vinyl shine finish lip creams. Exo vinyl lip creams. So the lip creams are $20 each, and then the blushes are $26 each. I really think that the packaging is really pretty. The aesthetic is really nice. I like this launch. Will I be getting anything from it though? Honestly, no. There are a few blush shades in here that I like, but then again, I have so many blushes that I'm not using, so that's indicative of that I need to use those blushes, if that makes any sense. And also, like, I will say this. I mean, I already, like, I have some things from Kat Von D still, but I remember being such a fan of Kat Von D, and I think that at this point, I think I would like to spend my money and spend it on indie brands, smaller brands that I really believe in and that I really respect. There are a few products in my collection that are made by brands that have like just really like questionable owners, that have like sort of like iffy faces of the brand, and I still want to use those items, but then there are some brands that I'm kind of like just veering away from, and Kat Von D is one of them. There is a new collaboration with Makeup by Mario and Sephora. They have launched a brush set. So, well, actually no, 3 sets. So you have their master brush set that is going to retail for $119. Now you have a lot of brushes in here. You have their powder detail brush, foundation brush, contour slant brush, chic brush, highlight brush, concealer brush, blending brush, detail brush, shadow brush, brow brush, smudge brush, and then you have the brush pouch. Then you have the complexion brush set. So this has a lot of face brushes, and then you have the eye brush set, which has eye brushes. So the eye brush set is $49. The complexion brush set is $69. So I have been a fan of Makeup by Mario for a long time. I have 2 of his palettes that he's curated and done with Anastasia Beverly Hills and KTW Beauty, and I've enjoyed both of them. And I still have both of them, and I still like just treasure them. I think if I was super interested in brushes at the moment, if I was excited about brushes, I would get one of these sets. I'll probably get the eye brush set or the face brush set. See, Makeup by Mario is so talented, and I look at him as like a master of creating a whole face. I tend to pull my inspiration from a variety of different sources, and some makeup artists, I really love their work on the eyes. Other makeup artists, I love their complexion work. Makeup by Mario is, I guess, slightly unique in my mind because I love like his entire face. So if I was gonna get a brush set from him, I would want to get the entire brush set, but this brush set is $119, so that's a lot of money, but at the same time, you are getting a lot of product. So, I mean, I don't know, I don't think I'll be getting this because this is not of interest to me right now, but if I was interested in brushes, I'd probably want to snag this because I love that man. Okay, let's talk about this eyeshadow palette right here. I am including a lot of eyeshadow palettes in this video because they really speak to me. And this is from BH Cosmetics. This is the Digital Future eyeshadow palette with 16 shades, bright and complementary neutrals with mattes, shimmers, and sparkling glitter finishes for $12. So, affordable price, bravo. Thank you, BH Cosmetics, for helping us out with that. But here's my thing with this palette. This is another neutral palette with a lot of pops of color in it. So that's not my cup of tea. If you're somebody that doesn't have those pops of color in your collection and you're somebody that wears a lot of neutrals, this might be an amazing palette for you because these are some really pretty colors. But is it my style and is it what I want from makeup? No. So as a result, I will not be getting this. Okay, let's move on and talk about Fenty Beauty. again, they are coming out with a mascara. This is going to be a full frontal volume lift and curl mascara. Now, Fenty Beauty has been mentioned before in this video, of course, but this launch is actually one that I will not be getting. Why? Even though this is, how much is it? I don't see a price on here. This is a higher end mascara, naturally, so I assume that the price is going to be somewhere around $20. I am currently wearing a $1 mascara. At this point in time, I'm trying to find the cheapest mascaras possible because mascaras expire after 3 months. Plus mascara, like if I'm wearing false lashes, it's covered up anyway. And I will say this, like at this point in my life, I'm kind of like, I want a mascara that stays in place, doesn't go anywhere, and I can build it up if I need to. And see, here's the thing, whenever it comes to lashes, I often am the only one that notices the difference in my lashes whenever I use mascara, if that makes any sense. Because I mean, like, yes, there are amazing mascaras that I've tried, and yes, there are mediocre mascaras, but if you actually put both of those mascaras on your eyes, chances are not a lot of people will know the difference. My sister knows the difference. Like, she will call me out if she doesn't like my mascara because she examines my every pore. But I do the same for her. So my sister knows me really well, so she does that. Everybody else, no, they don't care. So for me, I'm kind of like, I could buy a Fenty mascara. It would probably be amazing. I could buy a whole bunch of other more expensive mascaras, but I prefer drugstore and really inexpensive brands. Not that you can't get quality products from the drugstore, but I mean, I'm literally wearing $1, like a mascara that cost me $1. So that pretty much is where I'm at with mascara. This is a brand called Clarity Cosmetics. They're coming out with a new Blue Royal Pressed Pigments palette in 2020. This is actually really pretty. I think it's super unique. I love the way that this is packaged. I think it's beautiful. I love the monochromatic blue-green aesthetic. The color story is really nice. I hesitate if I should get this though, because I mean, I have blues in my collection, and blue right now is not a color that is like calling my name in an intense manner, so I should probably not get this because I don't know if I'd use it. I have like an obsession with blue every now and then, but like right now I'm not as obsessed with it, so I'm looking at this and I'm not amazed by it. This is a collaboration between Pinky Rose and Riley Rose, and they are coming out with the Stormy palette. So this is a palette that has a top row of sparkly shimmery shades, and then the bottom row has matte bright shades. This is limited edition, and this will be available for $27. I saw this palette and I initially was like, but then I actually just looked at every single color and I was like, this is actually a really cool color scheme. I really like it because you do have like those really bright neon like shades in the bottom row, but what's really nice is that instead of continuing that theme in the top row, they sort of broke it up a bit by including gold tones and jewel tones to enable you to create some really varied looks with this palette. This is not a completely bright palette, which is refreshing to see because a lot of times when you see palettes that are super neon, they are only super neon and that's it. But this palette is different because you have a lot of neons in here, but they break them up with shades that can make like a different effect, if that makes any sense. So I really like this color story. I think it's quite inspiring. I don't know if I'll get this or not because like this is not the thing that I'm like loving the most in this video. I'm like more in favor of like the Juvia's Place mini palettes or like the Fenty mini palettes when it comes to eyeshadow that I've seen from this video. But yeah, this is a really inspiring color story and I quite like it though. So that is all the makeup that I want to mention in this video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it interesting. I will try and get this video up today because I'm filming this on Sunday, of course, since I'm so responsible. If it's up on Monday, please forgive me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I am so glad to be back to filming on a regular basis. It's exciting, it's fun, I love it. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you tomorrow. Bye guys.